In a time of crime, war, and terror, when the unknown circumstances arise, are you prepared for those situations? When military or law enforcement isn't there to protect you, do you have the training, expertise, or experience to handle those situations? Training Grounds is the platform in which we can learn those specific skill sets to get us through those difficult times. So I decided to take a journey and find the best people in their areas of expertise so that I can learn from them.
Okay, my name is Richard Howell. I am the Pekiti-Tirsia instructor here at Fitness 1440. I've been involved probably for the last 17 years in various martial arts ranging from Jeet Kune Do, Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Hagana, things like that, other forms of Filipino martial arts. Well, Filipino martial arts, what it is based on the edge weaponry movement. The philosophy is a little different than other martial arts in the sense that it's based on offensive move, counter-offense, and re-counter-offense. The thing about Kali that separates it from the other arts that I've trained in is that defensive move is not very emphasized. They don't view that as part of any kind of survival tactics. So the thing about Kali is that based on the movement of the weaponry such as the edge, that's able to be transferred into what's called weapon technology. What weapon technology is, based on the movement of the sticks, you can use the same thing with the knife, you can use it with improvised weapons such as your pen, cell phones, baseball cap, shoes, some of the things that we kind of showed you. Okay, so the thing about the close quarter combat in regards to Pekiti-Tirsia, the first thing is the mindset. The mindset is that we always think that we're dealing with multiple opponents, which is a little different than, say, doing sport when it's a one-on-one, you have refs, there's rules. In a close quarter situation, your objective is to dispatch that opponent as quick as possible and move on to the next opponent. This is really based on survival. So that's really the foundation of Pekiti-Tirsia is the close quarter. Pekiti-Tirsia means to corner, to quarter, and to cut into small pieces. That's the translation of Pekiti-Tirsia. In my opinion, from my training from different arts, footwork is probably 80% of the most important thing in regards to the art. As we demonstrated before, in regards to any kind of knife altercation or any kind of knife attack, you can have the perfect hand techniques, but if your footwork is not where it doesn't put you in a more advantageous position, then that's where it fails you. I think a lot of other arts, they stress more the hand contact or the unarmed physical striking. But for us, footwork is most important, and it's based on angles. It's based on the triangle. You have some footwork that puts you more in an advantageous position. You have some footwork that pushes you more directly in the center line for more of the close quarter. Okay, so the knife only moves in two ways. You have thrust and slash, and there's only two ways that you can actually hold the knife. One is called sock, is where you hold it with a straight, and the other side is called pekal, which is more like the ice pick. It depends on the approach and how you want to use the knife. So as an ice pick in close quarter, you can use that for thrusting, and you can also do it for slashing, but you can only use that for hooking. So the thing about the knife is that it transferred into the impact weapon. So if I have, let's say, a collapsible baton, and if I hold that, I'm holding it the same way as a pekal or ice pick, I would use it the same way as going in and to do my hooking and locking. See?
Right.
Same thing. We're in close quarter. I'm hitting. See?
The danger.
Well, the one thing about Pekiti-Tirsia is our footwork, we don't look at it as a defensive move. We look at our footwork as our first offensive move, and then our initial attack is then our counter attack, which is a little different than some other arts. So when you're dealing with the knife, it's close quarter, your footwork and your evasion, it has to be precise because, either you're getting thrust or you're getting slashed in any kind of vital organs and things like that. So you'll see the transition between the stick, the knife, and then we'll go into something improvised like, magazine or using a pen. And we call these things weapons of opportunity. And weapons of opportunity just mean being able to use whatever is there at that particular moment to defend yourself.
All right,
so basically in Kali, the way we start off with the stick. So in actuality, we don't look at it as this a stick. We look at it more as, we treat it as an edge weapon. So the movement of the stick.
You're going at angles.
We're going at angles. So
Right.
everything is based on the triangle and the angles. So as you can see here, it's all based on angles. So one of our primary target is the temple, the head, the hand, and to the knee. So with the movement of the stick, what this develops is your power. So look, angle 1,
Right.
angle 2, my empty hand,
It's
angle
the same
1,
angle.
same move,
Right.
knife. If I had a magazine,
So this is the tool that you train with to use any weapon.
Yes.
Or lack of weapons, any
Yes.
instrument.
yes.
Okay.
See, if we're here,
Right.
close quarter, see?
Right.
See? Hands up. See, it still follows the same
The same
angle.
path of
Exactly.
trajectory.
So, with
And
the,
because of that downward motion, you can use your core. You know,
exactly. So it's not just
so that
primarily
the power
just
comes
using.
from your whole body, not just
Exactly.
from the arm.
Whereas for this,
If it slides a
for
little-
hitting, for close quarter, for locking,
Right.
right? Using this is the same way if I had the knife in the ice pick. Okay? So the very first thing,
Well, and any object you see lying around becomes that weapon.
yes, and this is
So-
what we call weapon of opportunity.
Right. So you're watching all these, James Bond, Born Identity, all this stuff, and they're pulling out pens and magazines and
Yeah.
killing people with it.
Yeah.
This is what that's based on.
Yes. The way we train this is we do lots of reps, repetition, right? We'll do,
Yeah, it's
In a
muscle
class.
memory almost. You're just
well, not only that, it's developing your shoulder, but it's also increasing that power for the slap. So
right.
you have
the more
to,
coordinated you become with that motion, the
so
more powerful you become.
you have to feel the difference.
Right.
See? Much different than me just doing that.
Oh yeah.
Right now, think about if I'm hitting, right?
Right.
So if I'm here,
Right.
it's to make the energy expand.
Right.
Whereas if I just punched you, it's concentrated, the body absorb it. But if
Right.
I'm in close,
Right.
see the difference of the slapping, it puts you on defense. So one other thing about
Well,
Kali
and you
is
don't expect it either,
exactly.
because a normal, everyone has the standard fighting position that they're used to seeing. So when you see two fists go up, you know what to expect. There's going to
Yeah.
be a punch and a punch.
This is the beauty about this art is it's just the weapon transferability of the technology. So once you understand the movement of the stick, the blade, the empty hand, the ground fighting, it's all based on the same principle. So it's not
Right.
that
Your cell phone, your shoe.
exactly.
You
so
can use it on anything.
so it's not like you learn one thing and then when you get to another area, it's considered advanced training. And that's the beauty about Pekiti-Tirsia.
Right.
It's all based on the same
technique
concept.
each and every time. Now,
So everything is
this
in a progression.
This is a Filipino martial art, and I was under the understanding that they weren't allowed to train with actual knives or things because of slavery and other things
Yeah.
like that. So they actually trained with sticks originally, pretending. So people thought it was a dance or something.
Yes,
Is that
yes,
right?
yes.
Can
So-
you explain that to me?
So when they were occupied by the Spaniards, they were outlawed from carrying any kind of edge weapon. So to preserve their art, they used the stick, and then that way they can continue to practice. So
Training.
today, that culture is still in place. But if I take that stick out of your hand and I give you something like a machete,
The same.
it still moves in the same way. If it's a knife, it still moves in the same way. The thing about being on the street, there are no rules.
Right.
There are no referees that then come in and say, wait, hold on, give him a standing 8. Your standing 8 might be either going to the morgue or you're going to the graveyard.
Right.
It's one of the two.
Yeah.
Wow. Cool, man.
We
Appreciate it.
got a lot
Yeah.
to cover, man,
A lot
but
in, like,
it'll be it'll
short
be
time.
good. No, it'll
Yeah.
be good. It'll be good.
Yeah, we're excited.
So
So
what
I'm
we
going
can
to build on those skills a little bit, and then, you know, that way when we're getting into those close quarters, we can be effective with those situations.